class is going to be soon, but I've been working on my presentation for me and Tavali, and she has hopefully been doing hers, but we agreed to do the topic over horse breeds and their differences. So we're aiming to talk about 4 different horses, though if we're approaching the 5-minute marker, I am probably going to speak last. I might ask her if it's alright for me to speak last over the painted horse, because there's a lot of information for it, but it can also be condensed down. So depending on the timing that we have left in our presentation time slot, I will just operate as needed. My hair is back to normal. Well, back to purple. I can't say back to normal. There are still the gray portions at the ends, but the potion effects have worn off is, I guess, the better phrasing for that. Okay. Let me... I think Tavali might... Is she even at the dorms? I'll have to wait for her. Okay. Oh. There you are.
Hello.
Hello.
Meet Katarina.
What? Oh, is that Odie flying?
Yeah. Hi, Dodie. Good boy.
Well, nice to meet you.
She's just a girl.
She's just she looks very relaxed. She seems very elegant, I might say.
She is. She is. She's very elegant and she does what she wants.
Oh, perfect, perfect. I have, how many pages is yours? And do you have yours written in a book?
Yeah, I have mine at 14 pages.
Okay, mine's...
Like 3 words didn't fit into page 13.
Okay. Mine's 13. So, I was gonna see whose would be, like, easier just to copy into one, but I guess it's either way will take the same amount.
Yeah.
Do you want to hand me yours and I'll get yours put into this then? How do we want to do order? I figured I could go last for one of them. Do you want me to go first and last and you're in the middle, or do we want to alternate?
Yeah, we can do, you do yours, I'll do the middle, you do the last.
Okay. Let me, it's gonna take me a second to do all this. Rotate it in.
And just send me a message if I start yapping too.
I will try to track the time the best I can. If we start going a little too long, I'll figure something out. Because my last section would be painted horses, and I could yap about them quite a bit. I do have a lot of information on them, but I can also leave out details. And it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Sorry, I'm realizing I'm slow at this.
No, you're so fine.
So trying to make sure I don't accidentally insert one of your pages like in the middle of like the wrong section. Oh shoot.
We could make it work.
We just...
Someone just, even one of us just butts in about a different horse.
Okay. Colors. I keep going to more at ease, you know, copy something, and I go to their book, and then instead of pasting it to this new page, I go to copy again. I have to go back and get the text again. On the bright side...
Well, it's better than pasting over something you didn't copy.
True. Insert a page here. So I'm at to summarize for thoroughbred, which I think this works out pretty well, because I mentioned quarter horse and you mentioned thoroughbred, and the painted horse is a mutation of their genes.
Oh, perfect then.
So them going before it works out well. I really hope I don't... I'm gonna have to give this to you afterwards just to make sure I didn't not include a page. Because I feel like I did. Official colors. Hang on. Official colors, and then we go chestnut. Oh, yep, I 100% did. I don't like this assignment.
It's, don't like presentations.
Presentation-wise, I think I'd be fine. It's this book part that gives me the issue because I can certainly talk and talk and talk. But having it all written down too. Okay, to summarize, there's a page there, page here. Okay. One down. I gotta do your other horse. The horse that chooses you.
I love the Morgan horse. It's a pretty horse.
I don't know if I know their appearance off the top of my head.
Pretty.
Oh, goodness. I went too far. Hey, this one's a much shorter section. This is much easier to fill in. I guess it makes sense, because thoroughbreds are very popular.
Yeah, they stuff about them.
Okay, last 2 pages, and I will give this to you to look over. It's a lot of page flipping. The farther I get in, the more I have to page flip. Okay, so that should be the combination of all of them.
Let me see.
I'll prepare another book. Never mind. 2, 3. Do here. Oh, please. There we are.
Yeah,
Oh.
looks good.
Awesome. Here's yours back, and I'll sign this, and then I will make a copy. Let me double check I didn't actually delete any of mine. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, let me use a capital in my name and not that. Okay, Katarina and Tavali. Okay, there. Now we both have a copy of it. We shall hope for the best.
We got this.
We were
That'll
totally
be so
prepared and
good.
did this in advance.
Of course, of course. Why wouldn't we, after all? I'm sure everyone did it right away and didn't wait any time.
Of course, of course. That's did it. Started work on it as soon as we agreed to be group partners. I do miss the blonde hair already, but eye color's back.
Looks pretty anyway.
I did. Let me make a space. I did briefly talk to Daphne yesterday on the walk back to the dorms, and I had a sign up that after Equestrian I went to have a court meeting just to make sure everyone's aware of the fact that their actions do reflect on the court and to think things through before doing them. But I talked to Daphne in advance because she was right beside me, and I did tell her I'm going to talk to her again in the future. I'm thinking that after the court meeting, throughout some weeks following, making sure I get one-on-one on time with everyone and going over things. I did tell her that while I don't know in full what is going on between her and Lizzaylia. I did comment on the fact that it seems since coming to the academy, they are catfighting a bit more, and told her to knock it off pretty much. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that, because you mentioned before Lizzaylia doesn't feel safe sleeping in her own dorm room. My room's huge. I might offer to, like, share it with Lizzaylia if she's interested, because I have 2 platforms up there I don't use.
That's fair.
Like, so we could split it down the middle is what I'm saying, and then, like, move my bed over here, and then she would have her space on that side and upwards. Something like that.
Yeah. Might be nice.
Because, I don't know. I think Daphne, I don't know. I think Daphne would appreciate getting her own room, but I think she's also might be a little bothered by the fact I didn't offer her to move into here. But, I don't know. Maybe I ask her to move in instead. Because I was thinking selfishly, I was thinking, it's more of a privilege to move into here. I was like, no, getting your own room is probably more of the privilege, huh? And I don't want to reward Daphne for picking fights with Lizzaylia.
I guess it depends on how they see each other.
I guess. I was thinking, yeah, they're gonna be fighting over who gets to come in here. I'm like, they might not actually. Whoever doesn't gets their own bedroom.
Who wouldn't want to be roommates with you?
We can kick 7 out of his room and move you in here instead, and then split them up.
I agree.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how to put distance between them, because maybe it's the cohabitation, meaning like they're around each other way more than they used to be back at home. That's setting them up for more fights.
Yeah, I do think so. It's probably mostly the seeing each other every day when they wake up.
I guess the other thought was having Lizzaylia in here. It means I don't think Daphne would feel confident enough to mess with Lizzaylia in here, versus her being in a room by herself, being able to sneak in.
True. I mean, I think it would be good for Lizzaylia to have her roommate.
I just gotta make sure I get to keep this side. I will not elaborate, but I need to keep this side.
Oh.
There is potentially a stash somewhere of where the cutout used to be among some other things. So I need to keep this side.
This makes sense.
I don't want to have to move it. If I move it, it's more likely to be found. Actually, Lizzaylia, I think, is already aware of it.
Oh.
Yeah,
impressive.
I think she might already be aware. She just knows the layout of a lot of things.
True. Right, but I wanted to talk to you about something that happened yesterday. We should sit.
Oh. Was it another fight? Oh.
Were you around after the party?
I came to my room and was working on the horse homework before retiring.
That's so fair. So, there's really no easy way to say it. There was an incident that happened yesterday after the party. I had cut a meow at the manor, so I returned there with Pixie. And on our way to leave the court, Lady Celica sent out a public missive for help, urgent help. And once I found her, she was in a pumpkin patch behind the kingdom building with the prince. And he was greatly injured. They were apparently caught in an explosion, some kind of trap that was set for him. We got him medical help, and he's currently in Medbay with Lady Celica, I believe Leonidas and Viscountess Westwin looking after him and her. But we don't really know what happened beyond an explosion, and that a book with coordinates was left for him after the party. Or at least that after the party they went looking into it.
I see. I will likely check up on him in Medbay, I guess, after class.
Oh.
Explosion. So Lady Celica was there with him.
Yes, they were alone. We went to look at the place there was. It might have been some kind of room, but it led directly into a cave, so we don't really know what exactly happened or what it looked like beyond an explosion.
I see. So we likely will have to wait for him to wake up to know anything for certain. I'm curious on why he was targeted, because my thought so far was we were getting, not to that extent, but we were getting targeted because we were approaching first in a way. But I guess with the royal code points, that puts them into second.
Apparently they had a book. I don't know if it was at the location of the coordinates or it was with the coordinates when they found it. With something with "you're next," and I'm quite unsure. Lady Celica was very panicked and out of sorts, and it was difficult to fully understand what she was saying.
The book, just written like word for word, was "you're next" for...
I'm not sure if it was the only thing, but I know it included something along the lines of "you're next."
I see. If she was out of it yesterday, hopefully she's more composed today. Because I don't think... Lady Veswin does not have the Viscountess title, I believe. When she left the academy, she was only ever an acting Viscountess while here. So I believe right now, with the Prince unconscious, the highest power is the acting advisor, which would be a Celica. So she would be the one I would prefer to talk to.
Yeah,
I like speaking with Veswin, of course, but right now, I don't believe she has a court title. She's just a lady.
That's fair enough. I'd assumed she was still acting as Countess here.
Explosion? I messaged all members of our court that were at the party yesterday, seeing if they had anything to do with the explosion sound heard behind the manor during the party. And I'm sincerely hoping no one lied, because unfortunately, if someone was doing it and it was of our court, they might be getting linked in to this.
Yes, I'd rather hope not.
Lady Lizzaylia, of the thread of people, specifically it came from your testimony, how you followed Matteo out and Lady Lizzaylia was already out there. She specifically said she saw no one else. So if someone else does that same line of questioning, they're also going to end up at her being the first person out there. And she's going to get her questioned.
Well, to be fair, when I went to look after, we went towards circulation, Matteo was ahead of me. But when we turned the corner behind the building, there was no one there. I looked over the railing, and there was no one below, behind the manor either. It truly could have been someone just getting too close to a creeper, but I don't know.
It sounded much louder than a typical creeper noise, because even I heard it when I was partially in the sun.
Yeah, I had assumed it was a creeper shard, to be honest.
I think that's what was relayed to me as well, but it seems no one actually knows. And so...
Yeah.
Could be a creeper shard. Was he found behind their kingdom building? Would it have been behind his manor, like that direction? Was it perhaps whoever was setting this trap messed up and had to reset it?
Well, it was behind the manor, behind that farm building, by those, past the pumpkin patch. It was actually on a little island that Celica brought him to. The actual explosion happened further behind that.
That's further away than we would hear. This is confidential information, Diwali, but this is potentially not the first attempt on his life since coming to the academy.
Oh, what?
I had found him the first time. I don't know any details about it. I haven't inquired further about it. I just simply ensured he was all right and mended him and waited for him to wake up and then let him go. So maybe when I talk to Lady Celica, I inquire what she knows about the previous attempt, since I was told she was filled in. Just to see if there is...
that could be a bigger thing.
Because while he has Viscounts at home, they're not here. It is just him at the academy. So him taking out, I believe, pretty much takes away their Bloodwind's standing within the academy for the crown. So it could be any of the courts trying to lessen the competition, which I can't entirely say I don't believe it to be so, but who knows. The first attempt, I think Bloodwind was... I don't remember what point position Bloodwind was in during the first attempt, though. It was the evening of my botany club. I'd have to look at my book to see what date that was.
Around that time, weren't they second?
They may have been.
Unless that was the time where... I don't know.
They were last for a long time, and then they were second for a period of time.
I don't know which time Cinderella and Cerulean switched with the points.
Should we start walking to class at the very least?
I don't know. Oh. Yeah.
But no, that's... that puts me on edge even more so. I don't know. Ultimately, a lot of the curses on our court haven't been too severe. It's felt more like warnings than anything. But a orchestrated explosion that has left him incapacitated in Medbay is much more than a threat. Where on earth did he just go?
Oh, he went right in the corner.
Oh, I saw him turn. I thought he turned this corner, and I can't get into my mailbox. Oh, there's nothing in it anyways.
No.
But no, that's concerning.
Yeah, I feel like the curse situation our term is just confusing concerning who they're targeting. Yesterday we've been speculating about being connected to Court Cerulean because the Crown Duchess had been targeted, and Artoria and Medbay. But I thought it was like a very different kind of thing.
I was actually thinking it was Cinderloon, since they've already tried to take Daphne's taglock.
I see. It feels like if it's connected to what has been happening just in the courts and not what has happened to Ezra before, it feels like a big escalation of that. Because the curses on us have more been inconvenient, I feel, like than actual proper doing harm.
I agree. So far, like, I don't appreciate them in either way, but it's definitely a jump in severity. I need to see him after class, though I can't rush too quickly to him because that seems odd, and I have to keep a calm head. Calm head comes before personal feelings. Oh, I did see your shop collection had came out, the spring one.
Oh, yeah.
I might pivot up there. I wanted to do it, but I only saw that right as we were being escorted to the party yesterday.
It's got lots and lots of things. They've been working hard.
You said Leonidas was the one that was tending to him?
It was daytime. I believe it would be really nice if Daphne had fire resistance potions so that we could transfer them to Medbay. And it'd be nice if the demon fight was the best to carry him over.
Oh, I don't have enough money on me.
I have money.
I have some. I'll spend what I have. Okay. Isn't this just gonna be paid back to you?
Exactly.
You guys outdid yourselves. There is a lot.
I forget which one, but one of these goes, I believe, on your chest, and the other one goes on your back, in the back of your hair.
Does it... This one is a hairpin, it looks like. So.
I see.
Ooh, fancy. I do want a flower crown, though. I've been wanting one of these since I've seen them around. Yellow, and then purple suits my hair. Okay. And should I want more, I will come back for more another time. Oh, wait, there's a trophy boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can go to class.
Very important pit stop.
I also bought a teacup on the way out. My money.
I do like those teacups a lot.
All them. Like obviously, I still have money in reserves, but a lot of my money lately has been going towards librarians and bookshelves. Focus on the task at hand. Focus on the task at hand. That is class. Class is the task at hand, and the presentation for class is the task at hand.
I see.
Okay.
What if we're the only students in class today?
Everyone skipped so they don't have to give their presentation.
No one wants to do the presentation. What?
Oh, that's vibrant.
That is bright.
Celica's also staying in Medbay. Okay. Need to speak with her, most likely. To even get to the prince, I'm likely going to have to go through them. I don't know if Lord Leonidas will give me an update on the prince's condition.
I've never considered the headmaster in Ruby before.
You tried to take a peek and then duck out of the way again, but I blocked you.
So why did he steal my look?
Kind of messed up.
Oh,
I
yes,
knew it was going blue hair. I would have changed mine last night.
Wait, I need to put stuff in. Oh.
Oh, he's even got the
Hold on.
eye. I just got rid of him.
Dear.
What do you
Oh.
think?
The Crown Duke. Evening.
Oh.
Hello.
Are we just waiting to go in?
What in the...
We just appreciating the headmaster's new look.
Oh.
You got blue hair now.
He
Oh.
did the potions.
It's very vibrant.
See that? Yes. It's a very vibrant blue.
It's never been brighter before.
Truly. Hello, Silas.
Hello.
Okay. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is the presentation from myself and Loon Tavali. We will be talking about different horse breeds and their differences. But given the time restraints that were placed upon us, we have only selected a few different breeds to expand upon. There are many more wonderful breeds out there that are noteworthy. To start, I am going to talk about the quarter horse. They're well known for their versatility within the breed, and they can be proficient in many areas such as ranching, racing, and roping. However, what they are exceptional at that allows them to stand out among the rest is their short distance sprints. Their ability to have earned them the nickname World's Fastest Athlete in many circles. For their temperament, is calm, intelligent, easy to train, and makes them suitable for riders of all experience levels.
Hello, Silas.
You look.
His hair.
You're so radiant.
Well,
See, the red and blue is supposed to go on the hair. They're supposed to.
yeah,
It's like
it must
You
have
forgot the red.
mismatched.
He did this early in the school year. You could have been Felix's twin.
Wouldn't it be
I
fun?
think,
Twin.
I think I'm a bit
Twin.
older.
It's like grandpa and father at that point.
Hold on. Grandpa,
Is he wrong?
I'm very young for my age, thank you.
Don't punish the
Young
court.
for
Only
your
punish me.
age.
I'll go in detention.
No,
Oh,
it's fine. All of the students call me old.
I have once before as well.
I've gotten used to it.
you look
at this
very
point.
young for your age.
Thank you. I am very young for my age.
Mm.
Almost like the youngest person ever. Just a. Okay. You're all welcome to go inside the class if you wish. I will give people 5 minutes before starting, just to wait for anyone.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh goodness. You both really wanted to open it for me.
We're just blanked me out.
We're just really determined.
Soggy meow. Oh, Katarina, you didn't take the,
You don't need to give me money. I just make food for fun. It's food for people to take.
Well, I want to
Nom nom.
give you money for your hard-earned, your efforts. Jeez, I can't say words.
Let's go to the dining room for the meeting, and I'll make a group for us, and then I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of any other fell folk.
Meow talk.
Lady Ridley is back at court. I can't get a hold of Lord Myro or Lord Mateo, but I did inform Loon 7. But since he's never at the academy, I doubt he saw the notice on the board.
I'm gonna go change up in my uniform real quick.
Alright, it gives him a chance to respond to me.
I'm gonna wash out this. I have nothing. Well,
I'm good to go to the meow real quick before we start.
Okay.
Yep, if anyone needs to go to the meow, do it now. It won't be a terribly long meeting.
5-hour meeting.
Only 4.
Six-hour meeting.
Apologies, I'm just writing in my notes for the meeting, so I have them already. Okay, 7 said to have it without him, so we won't be waiting for him, so I'll just wait for the others to return. I'll have to just freehand some of this in all honesty. I didn't get the chance to properly take down notes. Welcome back, Lord Felix. I'm gonna want to talk to everyone individually, and I don't have the notes to talk to them individually yet. Feelings on Daphne, room change. Felix,
I'm back, sorry.
that's alright. We will get started then. I will say this is just the preface meeting. I am going to seek out talking to each of you individually. It may not be today, but sometime in the future I am going to have a private meeting with each of you. I am putting together a list of talking points to talk to you individually about. However, for the more broad general things is I mentioned this towards the start of the school year. I think the headmaster mentioned it too. It is a privilege to be at the academy. And as it is a privilege to be here, it does come with responsibilities in being here. In the same way that all of you are nobility. You are born into nobility and raised with the wealth and the privilege that comes with it. And in turn, you do have responsibilities and obligations to uphold with that. And as such, as nobles, I have been too lax with some of your behaviors here at the academy. It has been an ongoing issue since the start of the school year that I think everyone at the court, and admittedly I have as well, this is why I'm wanting to put it into perspective and put the reminder out there that everything you do ultimately will be scrutinized by others. You might be around friends and they might not do that, but you never know if that friendship may end and if that may come back to harm you in your reputation in turn. And above all, we are being scrutinized at the academy to see if our court is fit to potentially produce the queen. Or king, I guess, for the other courts. I don't want to any longer tolerate seeing any of you impulsively do things that would get a quick laugh in the moment, be silly in the moment, and in turn have consequences in the future. I want everyone to be more aware of their actions, what you are doing, and how it is going to affect you, those around you, and are standing at the academy. Because ultimately, we are in a competition. People are looking for any excuse to drag us down should they get it, and they haven't needed to. We've drug ourselves down with our behaviors. I understand that when you're in the moment of doing something, it might not come to mind, but from now on asking, if you are about to do something, you need to stop and think on what exactly it is you are doing and what this means for you. Such as, I am going to call Tavalia on this because I have talked to her, the creeper shard blowing up a classroom. It wasn't intentional, and I know it's not, but that was a product of being reckless and impulsively deciding to do something. It's little things like that where you think are going to be harmless because you don't think of what may happen or what the full consequences may be that ultimately do pile up and ultimately hurt us. There have been multiple times within the school year that we have only been a few points difference between other courts. Right now, the board, I believe, we're only maybe 5 points above Bloodwind, though with Royal Code, we are going to be around 20 points below them. So I just want everyone to keep that in mind, keep their behaviors in mind, and cease with things that are going to harm the court, because ultimately, it is the privilege to be here. You do not have to be here. We are here to represent the court. We are here to put the best foot forward for our court. And those at home are relying on us to protect their futures, because ultimately, nothing is certain. If another person wins the crown, we can do what we can to negotiate favorable terms for our court, but there is no guarantee. The guarantee our court wants and needs is us. We are the ones that can promise them that their futures will be the most promising, that they don't have to worry about their religion being stepped over, them being disrespected, the court being disrespected, or being extorted. Because while personally talking to their head heirs, I would like to believe none of them are that way. I'm sure all of us from back at court know that a lot of nobles can put on a pretty face up front and be underhanded in the back. It is not uncommon to see. And that's why I would prefer myself to get the crown rather than let it be in the hands of someone else that either they will make the bad decisions or let someone else make them for them. And I want to protect all of you. I want to protect our court. It is our responsibility as nobles to protect the commoners of our court who are, their fate is solely in our hands. That is the main thing. As if you're not already aware, creeper shards have been banned from academy grounds. I'm also banning them from being used at our kingdom building grounds. And frankly, I don't want you using them in general. I don't want to ever see any of you using them. Do not ever use them in front of me. I would prefer you to get rid of them. But if that is too much to ask, then do not be using them in public spaces. Do not be using them where I can see you. Do not be using them where other court nobles are seeing you, because there was the whole fiasco near the start of the school year where the Duchess of the Cerulean Court made an ill-timed, ill-prepared joke regarding explosives. And that completely tarnished her reputation at the Academy. That had many people avoid talking to her at the Academy and speaking bad about her for months to come. And so what is to happen if someone is to see you using these and it be an accident, but you potentially hurt someone with it? Now you've hurt another noble of our court or another court, and there are going to be repercussions of that on our court or on you. So preferably, get rid of your crystals. Do not let me see them. Perhaps turn them into Professor Castiel. Burn them. I do not care ultimately what you do with them. I don't want them used. And the last note I have that is outside of the personal one-on-one meetings is ultimately, I am putting a lot of faith in every member of our court. I put my trust in you to keep me informed. I put my trust in you to represent us well when I am not around. So as such, I want to ensure you guys continue to keep me informed on things, because I put this trust in you with the faith that I am going to get the answers I need when I need them. But instead, I come into situations where I am told by other courts, people of other courts, of things that I should have been informed from you first. And it's not situations where you just didn't see me. It's not a timing situation. It's information that has been known for long periods of time that either I have to learn myself or I get told from someone else, which I do find unacceptable, especially when it concerns our court and members of our court. And ultimately, that's all I have to say on the serious matter. Of course, kingdom building is supposed to be worked upon. It is in progress. I believe most of you have been working on your houses, which I'm very thankful for. The villager housing has come along nicely. We just need to finish the terrain of it, decorating and making the pathway up to the noble district, that I can handle that part. And then ultimately in the future, I do want to connect a bridge from the commoner district to the commercial district, so it is a loop. So our kingdom building is not a 10-minute walk from one side to the other, that there is a shortcut. Is there any questions for me? All right, as I mentioned, I will be reaching out to you either this evening, it might be another day, it might be a few weeks from now. I want to continue talking to all of you more regularly. I think something that the book did not get wrong is that I do like to think that our court is on good standing with each other, that we do have good bonds. And I would like to keep those bonds strong with each other, because I want us to be able to rely on each other. But I am going to go to my room. If you didn't want to ask me any questions in public, you're welcome to come to my room to talk to me in private.
Actually, there's something I want to say, not just to you, but to anyone who wasn't present yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I want, like, Tavali, you definitely know. Daphne, I think you were also there, but last night after the princess party, there was a bit of an incident. Have you been informed yet?
Yes, I was informed by Tavali.
Okay, good. Felix, what about you?
He was there.
He was also there, yes.
You're so right. Sorry, I'm blanking. But I just want to
We
put
were at the
it out
explosion
there.
site together.
I know, I completely blanked. I'm sorry. But I just want to put it out on the table that please be careful, especially if anything's not quite right, and especially if you get any kind of suspicious book with coordinates or anything similar. Please just be careful, even if it is from someone you may trust. It could easily be forged and everything, so just please be careful, because that whole situation just... I think both Celica and the Prince were very lucky to have gotten out of it, and I don't want that happening to anyone here.
I am in complete agreement. That makes me
I
think back to the curse as well. As it stands, our court is being targeted. Thankfully, we had not been targeted to the extent the prince just was. But nonetheless, our court, members of our court, are being harmed by somebody else. Maliciously harmed by somebody else, because there's no way you would kindly curse someone without them knowing. So, continue watching your backs. I know a common thing, Tavali has lessoned her doing it, but going into the meow and doing this.
Don't do that. Please just if you can, either find a chair or like a stair to sit on even, or like have your back up against the wall would be better.
Protect yourselves.
Don't face the corner. It's bad.
No, proper kind of time.
This is actually something I want to ask you, Daphne. This doesn't need to be a private thing. Cursed puppets. You had one, and then you still got cursed because he was gone. Did you happen to misplace yours, or did yours perhaps, was it multiple curses and it broke? Do you know anything about that?
I truthfully don't know. I thought it was in my bag. Maybe I placed it somewhere else. But I swore I had it on me. But I don't know if I did.
For those of you who use puppet shelves, make sure they are not in the open. Anyone could just go up to it and take your puppet out, and then you're no longer protected. So I personally carry mine on me, but I know if you have a lot of different puppets on you for different protections in very ways that the shelf likely would be needed. I'm not sure if there's a distance on it, or if it being hidden somewhere at Kingdom Building would work. It could go into the ancient city, perhaps.
I don't believe there is a distance for the shelves. I think you can just place them in the shelves, and they should be able to work.
All right. Yes, that is something to keep in mind if you need to not have them in your pocket space, to use the shelves and just make sure the shelf is hidden somewhere. I truly don't want any of you to come to harm, or faint, or be kidnapped, assassinated, anything of that nature. You all came to the academy to benefit our court, and in turn, as the soul of our court, I am trying my best to look out for your protection and take my responsibility should any of you come to irreparable harm. And to do that, I want you all to take the best steps forward to help me in that endeavor.
I would like to think that if anything like suspicious is like found in our dorm, be like a book, a letter, anything like that, bring it to Katarina 7 or me first, or a professor.
Do not go to anything alone.
Anything on your own.
Don't go to anything alone.
Don't investigate anything on your own.
Have knights with you, knights in training, anything of the sort. It's safety in numbers. We have a large population of the folk back home. There's many of us. A lot of us have siblings. There's a lot of us. I know we don't have that same protection here because we are limited in the number of spots we are granted. So make use of when other court members are around when you can. And ultimately, I do believe most of us are friends. I would hope most of you consider me a friend at this point. There is no harm. Do not think you're ever bothering me. If you need to reach out to me, if I am busy, I will let you know I am busy. There is no harm ever in asking. If you need someone to accompany you somewhere, if you need to talk, my door is always open. You can always leave a letter to talk. If you don't want to put it in a letter itself, just request a meeting. A lot of things you can do, and I will make myself available for you, because ultimately, while I'm going for the crown, I am not queen. I am soul. My priority is our court, and until I am queen, my priority will stay the Solmera Court and all of you. But back to what I said earlier, I will go to my room if anyone wants to talk to me in private, and then I might reach out to one or two of you about a meeting today. Maybe not. I need to be firm more often. Hello, Odie. What was your name? Catameow. Hello, Catameow. Lady Catameow. That is a terribly poorly timed book. Okay, I need to change. Honestly, Lizzaylia, who I want to talk to first. Actually, have you left the dorm yet?
Knock knock.
Come in. I'm gonna make a space for us.
Okay.
Have you gotten an update from your sister lately?
No. I've tried sending mail.
I actually walking in from that meeting, I have a book on the ground. It is from 7 actually. I was fully under the impression that she was back at court. I don't know if she went and then came back or not, but ultimately, she is safe. She has, the same way Seven has not necessarily been attending academy. I've known he's been at his house. That has not been a secret because I do go in there. I just have never seen Lady Ridley there. But according to him, both her and him have been fine. They have been staying at his house in Kingdom Building. They are unsure if they want to return to school life or just remain out here. And he was informing me that they are alive and safe. And I know you've been worried about your sister, so I wanted to let you know as well.
That explains why I haven't gotten anything from home yet.
She just hasn't been there then. The other thing that was on my docket to talk to you about is something that was concerning about your curse was how you did have a curse protection poppet, but it wasn't bound to you. How did you get that poppet? Was it given to you? Did you purchase it?
Daphne gave it to me.
I see. And yours is now it's binded.
They're both bounded now, yeah.
She knows. And she didn't offer to bind it for you when she gave it to you?
I have no clue if she meant to bind it or just forgot to. She just gave it to me and all that.
Okay, let's sit down so we're not continued standing. This just came to mind, and I'm realizing it is something that I do want to talk to you about. Forgive me, this is me and treating into personal. How are you and Daphne?
To be honest, it's very difficult because I've tried a lot, and well, other than it's been a rough last few weeks, especially since she got hurt. I've pretty much told her how I truly feel, but I don't think she truly understood it because she kind of went on about saying along the lines of course everyone loves me, and I mean, I straight up said to her face that I like her. But it's been rough when everything that's happened and she hasn't been herself at all. And at this point, I just don't even know what.
Obviously, I'm not going to share the contents of our conversation with her. This is information being told to me in confidence. I am sorry for her behavior towards you. I have also seen it. I do not approve of it. It is going to be a part of her conversation when I speak with her. As one of her best friends, I do care for her dearly. So I don't necessarily want to talk bad about her, but ultimately...
Yeah, I get that.
I do not think she is treating you correctly with her behavior she has done. Perhaps when I haven't seen, she has treated you better. But had Seven been around the academy and had been seeing the behaviors, I also think he would have had a better conversation with you about it than I'm capable of having.
I mean, again, you're not the first person to tell me she's not been treating me correctly. I mean, I know it's none of Leonidas' business, but they were close, and he's been saying that.
I don't want you to... Well, I feel like you already have feelings for her. I feel like there's no outcome of this where you are not hurt, because perhaps continuing to pursue her, she might see the light at the end of the tunnel and treat you better. But no one should be having to more or less go the extra mile and be begging for scraps of affection, or you wanted to be a knight and feeling like you failed because you couldn't protect her. Her having that whole fiasco, it being on your birthday of all days, and other behaviors and such. I want unity in our court. So far with the Mistress A Fable books, they don't have much to say negatively about our court because for the most part we do tend to have good bonds.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want you to feel trapped in a relationship with her. If you ever do want to end things with her, stop. I don't know how far you are into your courting. Stop courting, whatever it is. I will try my very best to make sure she does not have any retaliation of the sort.
I mean, at this point, it just feels like I'm trying and trying, and it's not making progress.
I think perhaps it could always be a situation of right person, wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you already saw it. How she had feelings for someone else.
No, yeah, 100%.
She went on dates with the High Chancellor at the start of the school year. But ultimately, her long friendship with Lord Leonidas, most people can see their dynamic, and it's not going to happen. And I feel that she's not entirely okay with that or through that. And I would hate.
She's not through with Leonidas, and I've seen it a mile away. The way she acts around him now, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were like the bestest of friends, and then obviously something happened, and now she's not too fond of him.
I don't want her to only be. I want her to pursue you for you. I don't want her to have only pursued you because other people rejected her. Everyone deserves to have someone that values them, not just the convenience of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you. Ultimately, it is your love life. I don't necessarily mean to meddle in it, but I care for all the members of my court, and I don't like seeing any of you be mistreated, and that is how I felt Daphne has been treating you.
I definitely do feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, yes, I do have feelings for her and all of that. And, I mean, at first, I wasn't, again, and everyone's seen it, when I first came here, I wasn't too social and caring much. I was mainly here at first, other than, of course, being invited to make sure Ridley was safe, hang around with Seven. But my ultimate goal, of course, is to be a knight and make sure everyone in the court is safe and protected. And of course, the cursings have been happening, so that doesn't help.
Mm-hmm. I would say maybe give her a little bit more time, perhaps, to turn her act around, because, like I said, you do have feelings for her. I know feelings do not just go away. When I speak with her privately, I have a list of things to talk to her about, and I'm going to be addressing to her. I need to figure out how I'm going to do it from a soul standpoint or from a friend standpoint, but commenting on her treatment of you. I don't know if it will get her to turn her act around, or she might realize what she was doing, and she might ultimately end up ending things, and I'm sorry if that is not the way you want it to go.
That's fine.
But I don't want anyone in the court to grow to resent another member of the court.
I don't plan to hate her, of course, and all that. I did have a question when it comes to kingdom building.
Mm-hmm.
I know my sister wanted to work with the docks, but I was wondering, I don't know what she's feeling right now. And I'll do my best to finish the big house that she was planning to build. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I know it's not priority, but when it does come to priority, I was wondering if I could take over working on the docks area.
Yes. I'm not sure if the docks is ever going to be necessarily a required thing for kingdom building, so that is certainly something you can work on your time.
It'll be on my own time, and I'll do better at helping with kingdom building. I've been gathering a lot of materials.
I appreciate it. The materials are of great help.
We have that whole mountain that I still have to slowly chunk out.
I've gone through all my stores, I've gone through all my backpacks. I do not have the beacon in my possession. I don't know if someone else in the court has the beacon in their possession. I had built the tower for it so we could place the beacon down again, and I just have not been able to locate it. So I'm wondering if after the Valentine's Day festival setup, if someone else had been the one to collect it. So maybe keep your eye out for that, because I did set up where the beacon should be right by it to make it more convenient.
Yeah, I had seen it because I was for a few hours chopping down that mountain for a bit, and I've been going through the trees off and on. I'll try and find a group of people and like let the professor or headmaster know and see if I can go at it and kill a wither to get us another one.
Make sure you have the adequate number of people with you. Yeah. Hearing what happened to Lady Ridley, I don't want anything possibly to befall you. For the docks, I haven't entirely visualized where the pathway down to the docks is going to be at. But I will make that higher up in my priority list so it can be clearly marked out so you know what you're working with. I know the initial idea that was pitched by Lady Lizzaylia to Lady Ridley was underneath how the river goes underneath the dirt platform that our houses are on. Initially, the idea pitched was to make that more of like a lush cavern. That is difficult to do and will require a lot of manpower, I believe. Lady Lizzaylia said she would do it. So this would not be the docks, it would just be the aesthetic of it. I can check in with her to see if that is something that she is still wanting to take on. And if not, instead, I could do a retaining wall down there instead, so you can just work off the water portion that is visible underneath the sun.
I'll definitely do my best to help with like whatever's I'm capable of for around the kingdom building area just in general. Not the greatest builder, but...
That was appreciated. I'm planning to make a warp, because I know a lot of people use the nether currently. I'm going to make a warp circle, I believe, and keep waystone stocked and earth ichor so people get back and forth easier without using the nether if they choose not to. And wherever I make it, I will set up. At the Bloodwind Kingdom building, they had a board right by their circle that had notes and things. I'm planning to use that instead, because while we do have the board here that has a kingdom building book on it, I know when people go to kingdom building, they may not have looked at it prior. So instead of having the board there, and I will try to keep maybe materials that are in need there. So if you do want to collect materials, it has the list and other people can add to it.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. But that is all I have to talk to you about then.
That's about all I have questions for. It's definitely been... I'm glad to have an update finally about her. I do miss her, and it's been rough. Granted, I haven't really been sleeping in our dorms anyways, because Daphne's been in the Medbay. It's been a rough few months, and who knows if she does end up coming back at this point.
It doesn't necessarily say to keep this a secret, but he did give this to me without speaking to me. So I imagine that both of them do want to keep this information low.
Yeah,
so I suppose we can continue saying that Lady Ridley returned to court.
That's
just because if someone is seeking to speak to Lady Ridley and they know that she's at Seven's house, they might just come up to her rather than...
The only person that really ever asked about Ridley was... I forget his proper title, but Cassian. But that was like ages ago.
Interesting. I don't recall them ever talking. Yes. Just so... As much as I would prefer them to be participating at the academy, because, like I mentioned at the meeting, it is a privilege to be here, and people are relying on us. I know I don't have much of a chance of changing Seven's mind, and I know he would protect Lady Ridley's opinion on the matter as well.
They're interesting too. I mean, Ridley's always been like that. It's just the extra hands could always help around the academy, especially with her.
Especially when we get points for homework and such. Having more points earned because more people turn in the assignments always helps.
Just feels like a missing part of our dorm group is the only rough part.
Yes. For the fact that I barely ever see Lord Myro, and then I don't see Loon 7 or Lady Ridley, I will say, even with those three missing, I do feel like we see each other way more than I see the other courts altogether.
That's for sure. I mean, we definitely were good at having like the group sessions where last one we did was we went out horse riding.
Or the spontaneous Medbay sitting.
Oh my.
Or now the tea club in the Equestrian hallway that had 5 Philfolk.
I do think we should like maybe plan. I know you said you wanted to plan like a summer event or something along those lines.
We have the summer solstice that comes up on the June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know if we're going to plan something at the academy or if I'm going to be called home.
Mm-hmm.
However, even if we don't do something of that nature, I will still host a birthday ball for myself. I probably won't be on my actual birthday. I might just make it sometime in summer because my birthday's in summer.
Okay.
And that will gather us, I suppose.
Like a beach party or something for like.
I do want to host a beach party. I was thinking, like, are you saying one specifically just for the Felfolk again, or one that's more court-wide? Because I was planning to host a second beach party, but that was for other courts as well.
Yeah,
primarily for the points.
More court-wide.
And then
I'm definitely working on getting a fishing club going.
It's appreciated.
I've got the headmaster's approval and everything. It's just actually getting stuff going.
If you need any help, a lot of us are willing to help, and a lot of us do like fishing. So there's a banquet upcoming. I'm hosting one for Bloodwind, so it will be our court in attendance and Bloodwind's. If this recent situation with Prince Ezra doesn't cause it to be canceled. There's no date set or anything for it, but you weren't at the Royal Code class. But we didn't get the ingredients we needed to make anything that was suitable to the vampire's palate. So it's more of a preemptive apology of sort. And we're going to get points for it.
Ooh.
I do need to finish writing down some notes for some others, and then I'm going to try to seek out Lizzaylia, and change. But have a good rest of your evening.
You too.
Interesting.
Panic. Hold on. Hello. Thank you. Hello.
Sorry, I didn't want to just walk through you.
No, it's fine.
I do wish to speak to her in private, if you don't mind.
No, I can leave the space.
How are your injuries?
Superficial burns. I'll be fine.
I see. Were they... I was just told explosion. I don't have any details, frankly.
The explosion didn't affect me, but I was in the sun for quite a bit of time.
I see. I have a vested interest in the prince's safety, and as he is unconscious and he has his Viscounts at home, you are currently the acting power of Bloodwind as the acting advisor. You are going to be the one
Indeed.
everyone in your court looks to for guidance and answers.
Unfortunately, at this time, answers is not exactly something I have. The trap was quite complex, and he is alive, but gravely injured. At this moment, I don't really know if there's which persons of interest there even would be.
Do you think it's tied to the recent attempt on his life previously?
From what I understood, he thought it was potion after effects, not an actual attempt.
I see. He was in a cave covered in blood and surrounded by it.
Indeed. And he seemed to blow it off like it was nothing.
I do think it's still something to keep in mind. Perhaps he knows more details than he let on regarding the first one.
Perhaps.
What
I
is...
suppose you...
Go ahead.
You haven't any indication of what may have happened at all.
No, even when he awoken, he had no idea. He only remembered entering his manor, and then he had no recollection of calling out to me for help.
I see. And he didn't call for me.
I've known him far longer than you, Lady Celica. I wouldn't hold it against him. As I said, I have a vested interest in his safety.
I see. That would explain quite a lot, actually.
Who would you say has been most informed of the situation? I don't trust other courts, quite frankly.
I don't either. Are we speaking of the current situation?
Yes.
In that case, I would say your court and Court Cerulean would be the ones with the most knowledge, since I believe Paxton and Lady Lizzaylia were the ones who investigated alongside Lady Veswin and I don't know. As far as I remember, the only demon there was Lord Leonidas. I don't believe he went to the actual scene.
I would like to think it's not, the motivation for this isn't points related. It
I don't believe
seems
so either.
much more extreme. My court has only been targeted by petty curses since Rising to Second, and as it stands, while not updated, your court currently hosts the second position. So it's a line of thinking, but it's much more of a drastic jump than what they've subjected my court to. And they haven't targeted me, they've only targeted my court members.
Right. I believe that this was a personal attack. They intended to get His Highness.
I see.
Well, I don't wish to spread too much details. Before the trap was set off, he had seen a sign that read, "Your turn."
I see. I heard mention of a book. I heard the Your Turn was in the book. So that's incorrect then.
The Your Turn was not in the book. Your Turn was, I believe, though I could not corroborate this, he saw it inside the trap. However, since I was not inside myself, I cannot confirm.
your turn, and then it explodes. Maybe I just misjudged him, but I do not believe he's ever exploded anyone. So maybe it's less explosion and it's more trap if he's trapped someone in a situation before, which he was trying to do with Lady Violet with the contract.
Right. We had made a official statement to the rest of Bloodwyn that she was not to be allowed on the premises. Well, I don't want to believe that she would have jumped drastic measures. Unfortunately, because of the frankly inaction of the other courts, this was all that we could really do.
Me and the prince had spoken in depth about Lady Violet multiple times, and I had been in support of the contract from the beginning. It could even have been more absurd and I would have still signed, though I told him the other courts likely wouldn't because there was no benefit to them. Ultimately, Lady Violet was causing damage to her own court, not the others.
Ultimately, it would have been a great way to earn them points while we lost ours.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Crown Duchess Mirelle can't have an opinion without High Chancellor Cassian whispering in her ear.
Correct. I feel that when I hear them speak separately, you can tell whenever it's not her own words.
Indeed. Apparently, they had spoken separately twice. The first time she was open to signing the contract, the second time she asked for rehabilitation. Which, funny. That's exactly what High Chancellor Cassian said.
Mm-hmm. I told him it was likely that given she didn't give an answer right away, she was going to seek out other opinion, and I offered for me to intercept her and speak with her, but he did want to handle it himself because it was issues with Bloodwyn, which honorable, but ultimately
fruitless.
Mm-hmm. I am speaking to you and giving you what I know simply because you are acting advisor. As I mentioned before, you are the current head of your court while he is incapacitated. And I would also hope that what I say to you is held to the same confidentiality. This is information that is known only between me and the prince. Even back at the home courts, this is information only shared between less than 10 people, maybe even fewer than that. It is not something any of my heirs know. It's no one at the academy knows. But given his situation, I assume he won't be waking up soon based on his condition, and he is going to need my blood.
To start, yes, anything you say in this space will be held to the utmost confidentiality, as I expect from you as well. While, to some extent, I am going to have to limit any information I give until I can run my own investigation. However, that may be a few days, considering I am being barred from exiting the Medbay until I'm recovered, despite the fact that my injuries are superficial at best. Nothing said in this space will leave. On to the second inquiry. Based on what you said of knowing him for a long time, I can assume that this has been a long-going transaction.
Yes, it is of utmost secrecy because should two courts, obviously since coming to the academy, Cinderloon and Cerulean have aligned, that isn't overly scandalous information. But prior to the academy, two courts being allied is dangerous. It threatened the Concord and it threatened to break it. But the most information I can necessarily give, because even my own intel is limited, is I was very young and I was pretty much, my blood was modified to be something that he needed.
Modified.
Medicinal, medical. I'm sure if you were to try it, it would not taste the most pleasant.
So, they essentially used you like a guinea pig.
Insurance. I was born to a privileged position. I am, well, now the sole. I was a loon. I was the first daughter born to my parents. And with all the love and care I was raised with, it is my responsibility to give back to my court. And that is my way of giving back to my court, is through the alliance that we had with Bloodwind.
I see.
Yes, he, since coming, prior to the academy, I'd only have to send blood bottles, but since coming to the academy, we have to meet in person more often. But I imagine that by the time he awakens, he will likely be needing more of it.
That may
And
indeed be the case.
there's no guarantee if I will be around or not, or if I am, if I can get here discreetly. I don't necessarily want you to bottle my blood in front of Lord Leonidas, so perhaps another time. Because I don't want questions to be raised regarding it.
Understood. However, as I've said to you before, I do consider His Highness family. So if I might ask, why does he need your blood?
That is not information I'm privy to,
Tired?
which I can explain the thought process behind it. Ultimately, Solmera is a separate court than Bloodwind. Why would they go into
I
depth
stalked some of the
and why they need
rooms
it?
since there's never seemed to be any
Solmera
supplies here at
has
first
very
place.
advanced medical practices. So,
Is
very select few
good.
scientists and doctors were selected to
They're simple.
craft
but
it. I'm sure
should do
they
the
know
job.
what the condition necessarily is, but that is not information that I ever received. It might be when he wakes up, you could answer him, or he could answer you, but I truly do not know. I just know that it's of importance and of his safety that I ensure it gets delivered.
Understood. Unfortunately, at this time, while I cannot rule out anybody in your court as suspects, I would like to believe in this alliance that we have procured with each other. At the very least, do the rest of your court understand that we are on good terms?
They do not know of the alliance that transcended prior to the academy, but they do know at the academy that we are on good terms. I gave them strict orders at the start of the school year that whatever it comes to, Court Bloodwind was one that they should not ever be slighting. If a member of my court is determined to be responsible to this or had a hand in it, I will not be harboring them.
Understood. In any such case, as I said, I will be conducting my own investigation.
Headmaster,
Hello?
did you just set
Oh,
this
he's back.
there?
Oh, no, that's from the bison.
Ah,
Unfortunately, I may
Oh,
have
but pardon.
to let
Sorry,
him
that
in.
was. I can take that back.
That's
That
fine.
was just.
I was simply checking on you
saw.
both as
Yes,
I...
I just. don't know.
where did
Hmm.
everyone just
Linda.
keeps?
One last question.
Yes, well.
Are you privy to what room that he's in?
I was not told. No.
Good.
I was told he was in Medbay.
We are attempting to restrict this information just to keep him safe. While the assassination attempt failed, there is no telling if they will try to finish the job.
Yes, and that's something I wanted to mention to you as well. You're acting this place as advisor and you have these injuries, so I do agree that limiting your time outside, especially without protection, is incredibly important. Because,
Of course.
as he lacks Viscounts here or Viscountesses here,
Thank you, Dad.
the entire
Yes.
power structure, I suppose, of Bloodwind would fall apart
I was
if you were
wondering
also
if I could-
incapacitated.
Make you a proposition.
Understood.
What would you like to propose?
Well, if perhaps in the night of some sort,
I'm sure you're aware how
if you notice people around
that I
you
am
are
known
asleep
for my
or
variety of
can
tea
summon me
making.
some type of way, I
Mhm.
can arrive and we can get to my blood
Well,
handled.
I've been wanting to
But
Of course.
other than that, I
construct
don't take you much longer,
different
and I
types
don't
of
want the
teas for
headmaster
the
to be
vampires to be able to
kept
consume
waiting
safely.
on my
However,
account.
a lot of my teas I make are not just for
Pain in my ass.
pleasurable consumption. It
Very
is
well,
meant
I
to
will
also
update you
be
if I find
medicinal,
anything else
herbal
out.
remedies, if you will.
Yes,
Each of my
if
teas
I come
has a
across
positive
any
effect.
information at all that I think,
But I have yet to see
even if I don't
can
think it will
figure
prove
out a
useful,
way
if I
to
come
make
across
one for
any, I will
vampires.
keep you
In
informed.
that regard, I was
Of
wondering,
course.
and
Thank you.
my knowledge of
I will.
chemical engineering and pharmaceuticals is very limited. I am old-fashioned, so I was wondering.
Don't know how exactly to get her the blood. I do hope she keeps to her word. I know she isn't necessarily in the know of the full alliance, nor did the prince ever properly create an alliance for us in the academy through paper. Perhaps at the meeting today I should have brought up any information regarding Court Bloodwind should be brought to me. But I'm going to return to my dorm room and have dinner. Why do I shouldn't care this much? Attempts on the head, Heirs' lives happen. I understand that, but what am I meant to do? I'm by no means close with Lady Celica. I'm not. Ezra trusts her as his acting advisor, so I did go talk to her. I did, and we need to sort out the situation of my blood, but I know she likely doesn't trust me. Who would? I am the head heir of another court. Alliance or not, I'm a suspect. I just want him to be okay. I want to find who did it, of course, but above all else, I want him to be okay. I did good. I avoided any unseemly displays. I attended class, I did the presentation, I got through the day. No one should be looking for me anymore tonight. And if they are, I'm already preparing to retire. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have to be okay right now. I don't have to be okay right now. I'm meant to protect him. I might not know how to fight people off. I'm not good at that type of thing, but I meant to be useful. I meant his safety is a priority for me. My becoming soul may have messed up so many things. But this was the volley at the church. 7 was to be sold. I was to help the court. I was supposed to help the court and they secure the alliance. The blood win through the blood, and if he dies, I'll miss him. And if he dies, Solmera, Bloodwood has no reason. There's no collateral for them to feel the need to keep the alliance at that point. It'll be sad. He has made me sad. Yes, he has made me so sad. And I can't even really express my feelings all the way. I'm selfish. For all my talk of wanting to say that as soul, the court always comes first. I'm always going to put their priorities first. Even I know I'm lying when I say I'm most concerned about the alliance with the Bean Engine. I know I'm lying by saying that my primary concern is the alliance at risk. My primary concern is him. Even when he ignored me. Even when I have to watch and be jealous of how he interacts with others, even when he leaves me when I finally thought I could have a Valentine. It doesn't matter. He's what matters. Okay. That's not a good mindset to be in, Katarina. That's not a good mindset to be in. You're not allowed that mindset, Katarina. You are the soul of Solmera. Solmera is the priority. Anything that might hurt Solmera and its region, you have to protect the region. You have to protect the people. Personal feelings do not come into play if it is going to inhibit meeting a goal. I have a reputation to uphold. I have responsibilities to uphold. I'm not allowed to show weakness. I shouldn't show that this overly phases me. I should express concern and condolences and network with Lady Celica to ensure things proceed smoothly. But revealing how, if I can't reveal that I'm personally invested in his safety for any more than diplomatic purposes, because then if someone did target him, it makes him even more of a target. They target him because he's him, and they target him because they know it would hurt me. It's 2 birds with 1 stone, huh? I have an image to maintain. I didn't get much information from Lady Celica, and I wasn't going to push for it. I'm not sure if Prince Ezra himself has informed her in depth of anything alliance related. And if he hasn't, and I just come up and start talking about it, what reason does she have to trust me? She doesn't have one. Said she couldn't tell anything to me until she conducts her own investigations. So I know she isn't going to be open with the information. She said my court had heavy involvement. Who did she mention? She mentioned Daphne for sure. Tavalli was aware, and Luciala tried to inform me today as well, and Lord Felix, all 4 of my court members that were present at the meeting today. And get each of their statements, try to fill in pieces with what I have from Lady Celica. Figure out what's happening. How I can protect him. I went to see him, though. Say it's a point-blank explosion. He's undoubtedly very injured, and I want to make sure he's alive with my own 2 eyes. I want to make sure. How do I do that? Sneak in? See if I can find him? If Lady Celica's in that room, perhaps he's in one of the others. If there's... No, there's... Lady Celica was in what was once Lady Arctoria's, and there's Lord Leonidas, and there's Lady Daphne. Lady Daphne hasn't been cleared for Medbay yet because I've been told I need to clean up her area. And then the quote-unquote cursed room, they could have put him there, but why would they put the prince in the cursed room? But it was an attempt on his life. He might not even be in the Medbay in general. He might be being kept in a separate location. I would keep him in a separate location. There's a reason why the previous possible attempt in his life, there's a reason why I didn't take him to Medbay. I took him to somewhere I knew and I could guarantee his safety. Had the wounds been more severe, I would have had to reach out to people with better medicinal knowledge, but I have enough to get by on basics, and it worked with what I had. But if I sneak in to see him and get caught, that's a whole slew of issues. I could ask to see him, but then I'm going to be inquired on why I personally want to see the injured prince. I'll wait for nightfall. I'll wait until it's in the middle of the night, and I will consider my options then. I'll consider my options when there's less chance of me running into somebody.